Hadi Om. I am Patti Amrita Ananda Skeevers. Setting the stage. I want to begin today with one of my favorite contemporary yogis, Ram Dass. He said this in 1974 when he was leading a retreat in Colorado. What's more important is that we're here together. Words are like birds, but more importantly, we are here together, sharing our hearts, our minds, and the transmission of energetic signatures and frequencies, which thus raises our own connection and internal vibration, along with the collective consciousness of humanity. We have a collective interest in being here right now. Perhaps you're here to find something in your life, meaning in your life, or maybe you're already on the yogic path, or perhaps you're looking for supplemental information. You might even be brand new to yoga. And regardless of where you are starting, we are embarking on this journey of self-discovery together in a safe place where like-minded people can find their path. Hari Om, which means welcome. My soul recognizes your inner light and the light of the universal consciousness. And in traditional yogic offering, we will begin by extending gratitude and bowing my head. It is with sincere gratitude and praise extended to my guru, Dr. Aman Guruji, and the supportive faculty at the Paramandan Yoga Research Institute, Sam Scruthin University, Universities of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Green Bay, and with special thanks to the Yoga and Healthcare Alliance, the Yoga Alliance, the International Association of Yoga Therapists, Yoga Renew, the Yoga Retreat in Copenhagen, and the Yan Breath Yoga Ashram in Rishikesh, all for the imparting the practical knowledge of the sacred path unto me, and the gracious and unending love of my husband, son, mother, aunt, my cohorts, my mentors, and my friends, whom have all shared or supported me in innumerable ways as I continue along in my studies as a graduate and student of yoga. Finally, thank you, my new yogi friend, and thank you from the depths of my soul. The soul which embodies this physical incarnation is eternally grateful for you. Now let's set the stage for how this program will work. In the West, we like things to be straight lines from point A to point B. However, in the East, things are more circular. It is actually quite difficult to systematize a circular Eastern philosophy into a Western approach. But we will find an entry point and through our experiences, move outward from there. The format, the container, and logistics. It is my goal to have short lectures intermixed with frequent practices. They will range in time frame. Some of the recordings can be anywhere from 2 minutes upwards to an hour. I'll try to keep them to a limited amount when they get to that lengthier time frame. Technology, we'll use Google Meet, these pre-recordings. I will eventually probably use live streams and YouTube polls as well, along with sharing my reference material and also additional supplemental YouTube videos and additional resources. I will eventually also, with those YouTube polls, seek your interaction and community feedback. Of course, you can always reach out to me as well for feedback and suggestions, sharing whatever parts that I'm not aware of. Expectations relating to others, the yamas. Before we dive in, we must establish ethical ways into which we can interact with ourselves and others. This is a definite nod to the yamas of the 8 limbs of yoga. So thinking about what is within our control and what is outside of our control. So this circle within a circle, our thoughts, feelings, and emotions are well within our control. What others think, say, or do is outside of our control. And we are in charge of ourselves and our own journey. And that is the understanding of the boundary between the self and others. Respect and encouragement to share. The reality is that sharing the innermost journey on a public forum requires immense strength and bravery. This has taken me quite a bit of time to have the bravery to share this on YouTube. And the content is a result of years of effort, not an overnight thought. Furthermore, I would extend gratitude and respect to you, and I would hope that you would do that to me as well. And avoid any harsh words or critiques, as that is not helpful to anyone. Truthfulness in words. This is one of those core values for me specifically. Truthfulness in words, actions, and seeking the truth. And that is called satya. So aligning the words and actions with your true inner self. And we aim to align ourselves with our words, thoughts, and actions. And this is intrinsically difficult in a society which is fraught with hypocritical thoughts, words, and incongruency. Is our goal to be true to our inner self and not be a byproduct of someone else's reality. And we do this by ensuring that what comes out of our mouth is our truth. Sharing in moderation. This is a community of sharing. This is an open environment where I, as the facilitator, will learn from you and you'll learn from me. I am continually learning. I love learning, actually. So as this progresses, likely these lectures and practices will also progress and evolve, and that's great. Life is moderation. Balancing yoga in life is also an important balancing act, and one that we cannot do 24/7. We can't possibly do yoga all day, every day. However, we can implement yogic practices in order to offset harmful behaviors and minimize stressors in our life. In the end, it supports the best version of us. Expectations in relation to ourselves. So this is the niyamas. So these are internal observances of ourself. So we transition from we to me. So from you, from the outer world, to me, myself. And we are each responsible for the vessel that our soul resides in. So the body in which our soul rides is for us to take care of. That involves feeding it carefulness, providing it with water and discipline in order to allow it to thrive. That evolution of the self, I'm presenting to you right now at this moment the best version that is available for me to present to you. However, every day we are rewriting our reality. We are progressing down the path together, and it is our intention to continually self-improve. And this act of self-improvement is an act of selflessness to better help humanity as a whole. So one of the first niyamas is saucha, which is cleanliness. Of course, in the West, we know this to be as cleaning the body, the physical cleaning of the body. However, the inner shell is just as important. So making sure that we're feeding ourselves good food and drink, allowing our body to heal. The mental state of our body is also important. So that includes replacing negative chatter with positive self-talk, cleaning our thoughts quite literally. So we always think about the cleanliness of our words, our thoughts, our actions, not only just what we do to our physical body. Contentment. There will be ups and downs. Life is a roller coaster and obstacles are guaranteed. But the goal is to be okay with that journey and master the experience of life rather than fighting against the reality of it. And also realizing that as we work through these yamas and niyamas in practical application, when we are putting our best foot forward each day, we're going to create a better reality for ourselves in the next moments and days and years. Sincere effort, which is tapas. This is important to humans. Humans crave and love routine. It keeps us feeling safe. It keeps us knowing what's happening. And this is a biological necessity. So by doing very basic practices each day and starting to really carve out these self-care rituals for yourself, you will find the space to add new practices. You'll also find the space to add new hobbies and interests and take control of your life. But it does take effort, sincere effort. Nothing happens overnight. It takes a lot of time and dedication to start carving out these things and to start making a better life for yourself. So being consistent with the application of your efforts, waking up at the same time each day, going to bed at the same time, trying to be mindful of the times you eat, slowing down when you're doing things, just to allow the body to calibrate accordingly. This is going to help with your efforts in disciplines across your life, not just in the capacity that we're meeting and talking about right now, but this will start to reverberate into other parts of your life and it will create freedom. And then the higher goals, self-study, which is discernment, contemplation, what the real and unreal is, what's truthful and untruthful, and what resonates with your inner soul and your inner self. Self-study is something we do all the time, knowingly or unknowingly. But I challenge you to start thinking very much so about this in reflection to your own life, called svadhyaya. And it's really important to reflect if that's journaling or maybe writing things down in other ways or doing art or maybe making notes in your phone. But making sure that you're really thinking about what you're trying to do, because it, like I said earlier, it will actually manifest into your reality in some shape or form. And then the last one is Ishvara Pradhyahana, and this is surrender. Surrender to something bigger, something higher than you. And knowing that there is something larger than each and every one of us is actually quite liberating. It takes a lot of that control away and it helps to make us feel like, hey, everything is part of this master purpose. In all of the practices, I will refer to either the universal consciousness or divine, and then you can determine what that means to you. And I'm doing this in a sense so that it limits there being any sort of specific religiosity or theology behind my words, so that you can make this program and this experience what will be best suitable for you and your beliefs. And I look forward to working with you, and thank you so much for your time. Namaste.